Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Wednesday, the 26th of July 2023. So big tech bounces, banks bust and bonds break down as rate hike odds rise ahead of the Fed, which we're going to see today. The Dow hasn't seen a longer win streak than this since 1987, and we know what happened in 1987, don't we? We'll look at that in more detail in just a moment. US stocks edged higher with tech lifted by earnings, while gains in the broader market were capped on the eve of the FOMC. So yes, it's all important day. Rates for the US could be the last one to 550. Who knows? But we've certainly come a long way. If you just look at the graph down here, let me just move this up a little bit. There you go. You can see that we started back in March of 22. And at the moment we're up to 5.25, so it's a while since rates have been this high. When we had the crisis, obviously, in 2008, you can see that they reduced rates down to zero, and that's where they stayed until 2016, when they tried to increase rates and cause problems in the bond market. Same thing here, but we're heading back to sort of 2001 levels, and are we? What we're looking at the 6.35, maybe not, but March 505, so we're certainly ahead of that already at 525. So yeah, it will be interesting to see today, but we have more problems. Pac West Bank has gone bust overnight. I was going to show you this, but for some unknown reason, I can't now. So Pac West Bank, if you do a search for it, you'll be able to see, except California Bank is set to absorb it. 400 million or something depositors flee this year, so people are taking money out of the banks. It's not over by a long shot, despite the Fed and all the government agencies saying that the banking crisis was sorted. It's not sorted, and like I say, we can see this again starting to rear its ugly head again. So hopefully the Dow will get to its all-time high before this goes pear-shaped, but we'll just have to wait and see. So let's kick off and have a look at the Dow. So once again, the Dow continues to move higher, starting to show a bit of weakness though, with a bit of selling coming in off the highs before the close. 30-minute chart, this is when Pac West was announced. This brought the market down, but it was going great guns until this point, moving up 100 points. And in the monthly chart, we're heading towards the 89% retracement and not far off the 36952. And all you need is something like an FOMC meeting to give the market the fuel in order to move up to these levels. I can't see how it won't go to the all-time high, personally, because with what's coming down the line as we head into autumn, I suspect they're going to run this up, and then at least it's got back to its all-time high. Everything looks fine and dandy, and then we know what happens when we get to all-time highs. The markets then turn around and come off. We saw that with the DAX. We saw it with the FT100 as well. But at the moment, the market's above yesterday's close and yesterday's low. Just needs to get back above the DP in order to move higher. In the German DAX, also moving higher, but nowhere near its all-time high, which it made a few weeks ago. Yesterday, you can see it trading up towards the 16,247, but still struggling with the 2,110 area there. In the 30-minute chart, very choppy yesterday. A lot of Europeans are on holes at the moment, so again, another reason to see the choppiness of the German DAX there. But hasn't come back below the DP, unlike the Dow, sitting at the 50 EMA at the moment. So I suspect we're going to break this and move slightly lower before we see the market move back to the upside. We saw it yesterday as well, particularly if we look at the 5-minute chart and just drag this over, you'll see that we have the obligatory shakeout in the morning, the market then moving back up and then trading in a range. Like I say, first week of 6 weeks holes in Europe, and a lot of families on holes. And then we see the shakeout there at just after 2, and then we bring the market back, and it's stuck in a sideways range. And then overnight, again, you can see Pac Bank there the reaction and then down, but then making ground overnight, and at the moment, like I say, above the close, and the DP level needs to get back above the 200 MA there. In the S&P 500, this too still moving to the upside, strong monthly chart. Again, you can see heading up to those numbers that we've seen over the last few days, or weeks actually, that we've been monitoring this. That 4817 still in the gun sight. Daily chart still above the 5 MA. We just had the Sunday night bit where it was came back a bit. And yesterday moving strongly. Again, Pac West putting stop to the move yesterday. FT100 up at 7687, still struggling with this level, but above the 200, just needs to break through. Maybe it get its chance tonight on the electronic market, but very choppy yesterday, as can be seen here. In the US dollar, back above that level of 101.18.4. Again, it's going to be dependent on what the Fed has in store this evening, so we'll just have to wait and see. And in the metals, silver managing to move up yesterday, a bit of demand there. Again, it's going to be subject to whatever the Fed does today. Yesterday, you can see everything sideways at the moment, waiting for the Fed decision later. Gold the same, and in the 30-minute chart, you can see there that it was slammed down, but managed to recover from the previous day's low. And the gold-silver ratio down yesterday, but up on the overnight, stuck in a bit of a range as well, which you'd expect given that both the gold and silver contracts futures are currently in a sideways range as well. Okay, that will do it for this one. Let's see what the Fed has in store for later. And with that, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.